Welcome to Unsigned518's Weekend Spotlight for the weekend of June 21st, 2024. This is one of those weekends where there is so much happening that, picking just a couple of things is very tough, especially because a lot of the things are happening on the same day, and there's like huge events, yearly events that are happening. So again, how I always say, like, do your own digging, like, check out other publications and find out what's going on, because there's so much that I'm barely even scratching the surface. So, but anyway, this first event is actually an after party to one of those many events that I said are happening that I don't have time to talk to. It's the Make Music Day after party rager at No Fun. We have Bear Mattress, Pony and the Pancake, Haley Moley, and Headless Relatives, and that is taking place at No Fun. It kicks off at 7 o'clock, and again, that is Friday, June 21st, and it is the Make Music Day after party. And, like I said, when to do your own digging, I looked into the Make Music Day, and there is stuff going on in Troy all day long. There's tons of local bands, there's local music, there's exhibits, there's a bunch of stuff. So go check out Make Music Day. Just, Google Make Music Day, Troy, New York. You'll find it and find all the events there. But make sure that you go to the after party at No Fun. And right now we're going to listen to a band that will be playing at the after party rager at No Fun in Troy. It's one of my favorites, Haley Moley. It is the title track off their most recent album. This one is Everybody Wins. It's here on Unsigned518's Weekend Spotlight. Haley Moley with Everybody Wins here on Unsigned518's Weekend Spotlight. And what we're going to do right now is check in with Frankie Cavone of Mirth Films. We've got a lot to talk about. There's lots of things to cover as the summer gets rolling. So without further ado, let's go to the phone. Frankie!
What's up, Andy? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm hiding out from the heat, man. Like, what the hell? Like, it is so hot
crazy
out there. Yeah, luckily
it's a great day for AC.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Luckily, the Dazzle Den, not only is it windowless, but it is air conditioned, so it's pretty nice in here. So what do you got? What have you been up to? It's been a couple weeks, so I'm sure you've got shit that you've done, shit that you're working on. I know you've had a busy summer so far. You've got a ton of irons in the fire, as it were. But I guess just what's going on in Frankie's world right now?
So right now in Frankie's world and just Mirth Films, it's just about watering the plants and letting them grow. And I'm not talking about cannabis plants. I'm talking about just making content, planning for content, and always trying to be as while it's great to live in the now, thinking forward is huge. And sometimes when you're in the now, it always can get trampled. And from years past, like this time of the year, I'm always at like this point where like we go super gung ho, and the first week and two do some great things, and then it's like reality, And so it's been great to kind of just kick back for the day. And take the week and reflect and see how Mirth Films can continue just providing quality content. And it's been a great ride this summer so far. We had Dad Festival in the city of Washington Park with some great cover bands, and have to give a huge shout out to Lucid Street, who blew my freaking mind. I knew of them and have known of some of the musicians, and to see a band play Aces High by Iron Maiden
right.
With Kate Tizone on a fiddle.
Yeah,
Holy
great.
shit.
They're great. They're definitely friends of the pod. I had them on the show. I've done a live stream with them. Yeah, they're great. Super hard workers too, Like really
Definitely.
hard workers.
You can tell they're seasoned musicians, and so it was just cool to see, and that it was even nice to see that they do original tunes as well. They played a couple of their original songs, one of them being a newer one. I couldn't get the name of the first song that they played, but I was like, if it was just like rock and roll in 2024, like almost like in a Greta Van Fleet sense, without having any stigma attached to how they sound or who they sound as musicians.
Right.
It was just really cool and something to offer that's different here in the capital region. But so, yeah, Dad Fest was great. We got Rock the Dock Music Festival in Lake George, New York, coming up July 13th with a stacked jam band lineup consisting of we got Lotus, Dopapod, and Dopapod is an incredible jam band that actually just announced yesterday that they are calling it quits, indefinite hiatus, whatever you want to call it.
You're going to be proud of me, Frankie, because I actually knew that. Like I actually,
you did know that.
I actually knew that. Like as soon as you said Dopapod, like in my head, I was like, "Oh, who just announced yesterday that they are going on indefinite hiatus?" So look at me go in the world of jam bands.
And just so we got time for a quick little story.
Yeah, of course.
So in 2012, I'm 18 years old. My friend and I are going out to visit our buddy Greg, who was living in Boston at the time. And Dopapod was playing, and we've seen them once before. Didn't really, just like one of those times you just see a band, you don't really pay attention to them. So we go to Boston. Our plans to go to see Dopapod at the Paradise Rock Club which is a legendary venue in Boston. And so we get there, the show sold out. In the meantime, the past hour, we just killed a handle of whiskey, and it's freezing. It's freezing outside, and we're screwed. We're just sitting just like you would see in a movie, sitting on the curb, not knowing what we're going to do. And this guy comes up to us. He says, "Hey, you want to come into the show? Just follow me. Don't stop moving, and don't ask any questions." And so our drunk asses this guy grabs us by the hand and tells us to grab each other by the hand, and he pulls us right through the security guards. And voila, we were in the show. 18 years old, we got 21 plus wristbands, and it was a great night. And I'll always go back and listen to that show, not only because of a nostalgic memory like that, but Dopa Pod really, jam bands get labeled, in a certain way, and they're one of those guys who are always just original and stick to their guns, and I always appreciate a band like that. So it's going to be cool to see them at Rock the Dock, along with Wild Adriatic and Formula 5, both bands that have kind of like slowed down with how much they played, but are both incredible bands that have made great contributions to this Capital Region music scene. And then Neon Avenue, one of the premier Grateful Dead cover bands as well, who should definitely talk to, Andy, if you haven't already. Those guys are great, and they're goofy, and they like Rubens as well.
Yeah, maybe I'll have them on a spotlight episode as we lead up to Rock the Dock. That'd be pretty fucking cool.
Absolutely, and other than that, again, just trying to keep the train chugging along. We got cake this weekend at Brewery Omegang, Saratoga Jazz Festival, July 24th and 25th up at SPAC, a non-Live Nation concert. And so BYOB, I'm pretty sure, check the rules, but I'm pretty sure you can bring coolers in there, which is different for SPAC. And then other than that, yeah, we got a bunch of content that is being currently put together. The team is healthy, having a good time. And I just want to give a shout out to all of them, because 5-6 years ago now, I would not think that I would be able to share this opportunity with other people, and to be able to do that stuff is awesome. And the best advice I can give to anybody who is trying to run a company or just trying to be a small business, a one man, but whatever it may be, it's take care of yourself. If you can run your bucket dry every night, but it's going to catch up, and it's going to affect the quality of your work. So quality over quantity, and just keep yourself in check. And if you ever need help, make sure to reach out to somebody. Not to end on a downbeat, but I I always hit this time of the year. I'm just like, oh my God, I have like 9 music festivals, 10,000 shows, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm just like, it's overwhelming. And, it's like, just realize you can only do what you can do.
Yeah, and it really resonates with me, because like that's totally my philosophy. Like I always carve out days, like, where I'm like, I don't have any responsibilities today. There's stuff that I could do, but like you have to like you said, you have to recharge, and like especially being creative, if you run dry every single night, it will absolutely catch up to you. There has to be times when you're doing nothing, you know what I mean, where you're just like, I'm recharging, and then I'll go hit it again. Like, so that's how I always do it. Whenever people are like, how do you do so much of the podcast? I'm like, I do it when I can, but I never let it take like my mental health, away.
Absolutely. And having that, that outlet that's different from your bread and butter, or your passion that is also your bread and butter, is important. Like for me, video games.
Yeah, me too.
WWE. Like, come on. What about you, man? What are your outlets?
Mine is flights. I like Flight Simulator, Microsoft's Flight Simulator.
No shit, like, yeah, really.
I have like 200 hours on that shit, and I mean, I've done like cross country flights many times, and I'll do like the whole flight plan and like the whole thing. Yeah, Flight Simulator. That's my. That's like what I do when I have time, and especially because like if I'm flying a big passenger jet, a 737 from Logan to LAX, that's a almost 5-hour trip, so like
no way. So it's a real time.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's all real time. It's all like the landscape beneath you is all like Google Earth style, and then they like render shit over it. Like it'll blow your mind, man. Like I'll send you a video. I have videos of me doing a flyover over Albany with like a fucking like a Top Gun jet doing like tricks, like flying in between like the towers and shit. And I'll send you that. I have a little clip of that, and you'll look at it and be like, oh my God, that's Albany. Like that's for real. Like every single building.
Crazy.
Like, yeah, it's wild. Technology.
Well, folks, you have it there.
Yeah.
Play some Microsoft Flight Simulator. Go support local and live music, and listen to Unsigned 518.
Hell yeah. All right, cool. Well, Frankie, always good to talk to you, and maybe in another week or two, like we'll check back in. Certainly, as the summer. Well, actually, Rock the Dock's only like what, a month from
Less than a month away now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely keep checking in. There's a lot of shit going on, so I guess now's the time for rest because it's about to ramp up.
It is, and stay cool. Stay cool out there, people.
Absolutely. All right. Well, cool. Well, thanks a ton, Frankie. Always good to talk to you.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Andy.
All right, so that was Frankie Cavone of Mirth Films. Always a pleasure to talk to him. And up next on Saturday, we have Twilight Drive playing at Dancing Grain Farm Brewery in Moreau, New York. Twilight Drive, good friends of mine. I met them at the Troy Speakeasy when we played a gig with them and have since been in contact with them. Our bands have played shows together several times, and just really great guys and really talented. And one of the things, they're a three-piece, but they're one of those bands where each member is doing multiple things, and that's not to say that they switch instruments. I mean, like, while they're playing, they'll be playing multiple instruments. Daryl on the drums will be playing drums with one hand and then playing a keyboard part with his other hand, and then John's playing bass and he's got a keyboard, and I think he's even got like foot pedals in front of him. Like, it's just... And Brian's voice is like unreal. So go check out Twilight Drive. They're going to be playing Dancing Grain Farm Brewery in Moreau, New York. And that is Saturday, June 22nd. Starts at 5 o'clock, and it is free. So right now, let's listen to a song from Twilight Drive. This is Glorious Purpose on Unsigned 518's Weekend Spotlight.
Things the same but differently. A glorious purpose is a glorious purpose on the wings of a new day. Things the same but differently. A glorious purpose is a glorious purpose on the wings of a new day.
So that was A Glorious Purpose, Twilight Drive, here on Unsigned518's Weekend Spotlight. Right now, we're going to go to the phone and we're going to talk to Lorraine Toth, who has created a new podcast called Choose a Happy Day. It is not music related, but it is, as she describes it here on her Instagram page, a podcast on energy elevating, manifesting, and unlimitedness. And I think it's a fantastic podcast. I love positive energy and positive thinking. And so, instead of me talking about a podcast that I'm just a listener of, I actually have Lorraine on the phone right now. So we're going to let her tell you a little bit about Choose a Happy Day. So let's go to the phone and talk to Lorraine Toth. Hey, Lorraine.
Well, hello.
How's it going?
It's fabulous. It's a happy day.
It is a happy day, which is why we're here, and it was funny because this is my show and I can do whatever I want. Normally I do music, music stuff, local music stuff, but I've actually been listening to your podcast. It just came across my feed and I was like, oh, what's this? I recognize her face and I know, she's a photographer, and actually you've taken my picture a couple times at the Eddies at the
Eddies.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so I've been listening to it and I really enjoy it, and I was just like, I'm just going to see if Lorraine will come on and tell my listeners about her podcast. So that's why we're here.
Of course. Well, I thank you for having me. I'm so honored.
And the podcast is called Choose a Happy Day.
It is, because happiness is a choice. So why not choose happy? So that's where that whole thing came from. And my favorite saying is have a happy day. Instead of have a good day or have a great day, mine's always have a happy day. So that's why.
And I mean, it really, because I'm people that know me personally, I'm a positive person. And I try to look at the bright side of things, so to speak. And as I get older, I'm like, oh, that's actually the secret to life is, like you say, choose a happy day. It's like that old cliche, you can't choose what happens to you, but you can choose how you react,
Yes, that is so true. Yeah. It takes just as much energy to be, miserable and angry. So why not choose happy?
It actually probably takes more, because
it
probably takes a lot more to be angry. So
yes.
It's a newish podcast, right? How many episodes in are you?
It's brand new. It just launched May 31st. I am just about to do the 4th episode this Friday, which is very exciting. So yeah, it's super new, but I'm loving the format and the ability to interview other people in this kind of, mindset space and learn.
Yeah, and that's what I like about I feel like I'm there in the room in the episodes, absorbing advice, which is my kind of podcast, sometimes I like something that's just I'm not really paying much attention, but then there's those where I feel like as a listener, I feel like an active participant in the conversation, and I'm taking advice and talking about what's on the podcast to my friends in real life, and
that's amazing to hear. A huge compliment, because I've never done podcasting before. The very first episode was the first time I ever did anything like that. And I wanted it to be like that, just like a casual conversation between friends where you actually take away tips on how to implement these things in your own life.
And I think that's the best thing about podcasting, because, I have done radio, years ago, I did, was in broadcasting or whatever, and everything's so stringent and rules and this and that, and I like doing this because I'm it's the same thing. I'm I just like talking into a microphone, and podcasting has allowed people that have something to say a platform to just say it. You know what I mean? You don't have to I don't know, have this broadcasting background, and you just need to have a voice that you want other people to hear, and that's
exactly.
It's great.
Yeah.
I really dig what you're doing.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah. And it's great, right? To get it out there to people that are like-minded. It's just so much easier now than it used to be,
Yeah, it used to be
podcasting.
nearly impossible, unless you were, on radio, and then you had to watch what you say, and couldn't, and people might be people might even just be no, no, don't talk. I don't want to talk about that. Or like, I would have bosses all the time. Nah, that's not worth it. I'd be like, but I think this is a really cool band. They'd be like, nah, not really into it. Whereas you're like, I'm my own boss. I can do whatever I want. I can talk to whoever I want. Like,
yeah.
And so when, like, from the time, like, just for my own curiosity, from the time that you were like, I want to do a podcast to the time your first episode was being recorded, like, how long of a chunk of time were we talking?
It was super fast. So it was like a 2-week period. So basically in April, I decided, it was the end of April, maybe May 1st even. I was like, hey, I'm going to do a podcast. And by May 31st, I recorded my first podcast, which I also upload to YouTube. So it's audio and visual. So within a month, I had it launched, had a podcast manager, learned how to do all the, the Podbean uploads, to get it to Spotify and everything. Like I learned basically in 1 month how to get a podcast up. But the funny thing is, and that's what I'm going to be speaking about on my next episode, is this all happened after a psychic reading. So it was completely out of the blue. And the psychic told me, like, you have the platform. This is your duty. This is your life's calling. This is your purpose. You have to start this. And at the time I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And it came to me right after that psychic reading.
That's awesome. Well, again, I love what you're doing. The podcast is Choose a Happy Day. And Lorraine, where can people find you on social and the podcast?
Yes. So they can find me on social, Instagram and Facebook, which is just Choose a Happy Day. That's also the website handle, chooseahappyday.com. And then if you're on iTunes, Apple or, Spotify, anything, all you have to do is type in Choose a Happy Day podcast. And it should come right up with like a big pink happy face kind of logo thing. And me. And I look like Marilyn Monroe. So if you find that visual, then you hit the right one.
Perfect. All right. Well, awesome. Well, Lorraine, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come on here and talk to me. And we'll be in touch soon because I would definitely love, you've got so many facets that you're doing in the 518 that I think we should have you on for a full episode. And
I would absolutely love that.
Well, we'll hook that up. That's Lorraine Toth of Choose a Happy Day.
All right. Bye, everyone. Have a happy day.
All right, so the last event is Sunday. It's going to be at the Fuse Box. My friends Anna Cortez are shooting a video, and they're putting on a free show, gathering a bunch of bands. So it is Sean Shafran, Anna Cortez, Gateway, and $10 Till Friday, and Violent by Design. And just come on out, bring everybody you can. The bar will be open, so if you need some encouragement to get up and dance, especially in front of the stage, they're shooting a music video, so you can go be in the video. It's going to be super rad, and I'm psyched to see how the video turns out. So again, it's Sean Shafran, Gateway, $10 Till Friday, Violent by Design, and Anna Cortez, who will be shooting their video, and it is at Fusebox, 12 Central Avenue in Albany, and it's this Sunday at 2 o'clock. All right, so before we go, I wanted to play a song from my friend Kendra McKinley. She's not playing a gig up here this weekend, which is normally the music that I play, but I wanted to play a Kendra McKinley song, and it's my show, so I'm going to play a Kendra McKinley song. And I implore you to go check out Kendra on Spotify and everywhere that you get your music, because she is fantastic, and we are lucky to have her in the area. So look her up on socials, go see her live, because that's a really great experience to catch her live. So here's Overcome It, Kendra McKinley, here on Unsigned518's Weekend Spotlight. And I'll catch you next week.
I'll overcome it, come it, come it, come it. I'll overcome it, come it, come it, come it. I'll overcome it, come it, come it, come it. I'll overcome it. Couldn't get up this morning. I just stayed hiding the same, afraid being down about it. My soldier became a stranger. I don't recognize the guy under what he was a child about it. I'm hurt, I need some time. I'm trying to dissolve out of it. I'll overcome it.
Unsigned 518 is produced and hosted by me, Andy Scullin. New episodes are available every week wherever you stream podcasts. If you'd like to help support the show, please like and subscribe wherever you are listening, or you could buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/unsigned518. If you would like to advertise on the show, send me an email at unsigned518@gmail.com. And to be a guest on the show, reach out to me through Instagram at unsigned518. Take care of one another, and I'll see you next week.